Okay, hi. I literally just recorded this whole video and my mic was muted for like three-fourths of it. This is when I realized that if I look at this light and it's not green and it's flashing, it's muted. Look. But you can hear me now. Oh man. Boy, did I just talk for a while with no sound being recorded. Good times. But here we are with another yarn review. And we're talking about Premier Just Chenille. Now, I don't know how many of you like chenille yarn or like velvet yarn or whatever, but if you're looking for a yarn that is very similar to Bernat Velvet, Premier Just Chenille is your guy. Alright? We love Premier Just Chenille over here. I used it for my Wicked sweater almost exclusively, other than the like small portions where I did like some Juicy Couture, some Bernat Pipsqueak, and then like I used Bernat Velvet on Glinda's face and Elphaba's lips because it's like 20 stitches of red. And I was like, I already have red velvet. I'm not buying a whole like skein or cone of red from Premier. And I was hoping that they would be a pretty good match, and they were. They worked out very well. I actually want to show you just how much they worked out. Like, look at this. This is the velvet right here. So it's you can see a little bit more of a shine to it because it's a velvet yarn. And then this is the Premier black. So I think it just makes her face stand out a little bit better. And then this is the lips. So you can see it's got that velvety, like Bernat velvet shine to it. But everything is just as soft around it. Like it's all super soft. And if we're going to go ahead and just look at. Can I stop clicking the button? Holy crap. Okay, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna look at the stitch definition. So if you look at this, look at that. It's beautiful. You can see the stitches, you can see the rows. It's not really like crazy or ununiform or anything like that. The yarn is pretty consistent throughout the whole way that you're using it. I've had Bernat where it's been a normal Bernat velvet like thickness and then it gets really thin, and so it kind of messes with how your stuff looks afterwards. So if we're looking for a consistent yarn, this is a good consistent one, at least from what I've experienced. Now I'm going to put the sweater away because it is huge and heavy and on my lap, and I'm losing my mind because it's toasty. It's a very toasty sweater. It's like literally a blanket. Could be a blanket. So I'm going to put my mic down for now, and then I'll be back. What is up, you guys? I'm just kidding. Hi, I'm here. Hello. I want to show you the other project that I worked on that also used this yarn before I really talk about the yarn. Just so that you have like an idea. But I used this yarn on the front part of this bag, and I think I did a pretty good job. I think it's very cute. I think it did a really good job at making the rectangles and squares look similar. I'm just now realizing that these ones seem to have extra stitches. I don't know why, but I think it's cute. I really don't think they do, though. I mean, maybe they do. Or maybe my attention was like looser. No, I think they have more stitches. I think it has more stitches. That's fine. I don't care. I probably realized that as I was going, and I was like, I already did all my color changes. I'm not doing it again. So that's probably why I didn't go back and fix it. If you like my little Wicked bag, I never actually wrote up a pattern for it, which like I should do because I think it's pretty chill and easy to do. And then I used the green and the pink together on the strap. And I also used it together to make a little pocket inside. Now, if you look at these pockets, they're just kind of there. There's this one too, the black and white. They do like hold stuff. So one was intended to hold like my lotion, and then the other one holds a spray hand sanitizer from Bath and Body Works. But the spray hand sanitizer that I had was like one of the old ones, so it was like a lot bigger than the newer ones are. So it probably is a little outdated in that way. But that's not the part that would be hard to write down. Now on to the yarn review. Premier Just Chenille. Are you ready? It is a weight 5 bulky. They want you to use a 6.5 millimeter hook. I use a 4.5. I used my trusty dusty ghost face hook. Trusty dusty. Whatever. We'll go with that. And for a cone, I'm not actually 100% sure if this is the same for all of them. I think it is, but you get 1,300 yards. 1,312 yards on one of these bad boys. One that's bigger than my friggin' head. Look at that. It's huge. Definitely bigger than my head. Look at that. That's crazy. That's so much yarn. Yeah. It's a good sized amount of yarn. I bought this one because I thought it was pretty. It's a pink and purple medley, but the normal cones are just as big and just as pretty. I'm showing you the green and the pink from my Wicked sweater because I think that in itself will prove to you just how much yarn is in these things. Because I used a lot of the pink and a lot of the green, and they still look huge. Like, what am I going to use this for? I'm just kidding. I'll find projects. There's this flower that I crocheted that has the green on it. So I can use it for like little projects. I also had done another sweater. I was like, oh, I'm on a sweater kick, you know? I had just finished one using Karen latte cakes, which that review is going to come soon too, I'm sure. But I had just finished that one and I was like, I want to make another sweater and I feel like this will be really cute. And I thought it was going to be like a cute little meshy, like, not summer, spring sweater. It did not work out the way I wanted it to. So I scrapped it. And because I scrapped it, I had already finished it. It just was really ugly when I finished it. So I was like, I am not doing this. So then I undid it. I frogged it. And this is what the yarn looks like after it's been frogged. It still looks very normal. So if you're worried about frogging chenille yarn, don't be worried about frogging this chenille yarn. As long as you're not like yanking on your stitches, but like even I yank on my stitches and it's still frogged beautifully. So, you know, worth it, I guess. This yarn is gorgeous. All of the cones come in a plastic bag like this. So it's very useful if you are an animal person who has cats or dogs or anything that sheds and gets its hair everywhere, or even you, because we all shed. We shed hair, and we have a lot of hair usually. So plastic bag. I know you can hear the plastic. It's probably not the best sound in the world. But they come with this little opening on the bottom, so you can pull the cone out. And this is what it looks like. It's very soft. We love it. This is how thick this one is. I think the medley ones are just a smidge thicker than the normal ones are, so there's not a lot of options with the medleys, though. I think there's like maybe 5 or 6 different colorways for them. There could be more. They might have added more since I last looked. I looked like ages ago. It hasn't been recent. But I got this one because I thought it was really pretty. It's a pink and purple. Yeah, you can see it. You can see the pink and purple. So, that's the one that I got. And I just store the cones in these bags until I'm ready to use them. Or I put them in a tote, or I put them in like a tote bag. So there's a lot of storage happening here. But I'll keep the plastic and just keep putting the cone back in the plastic whenever I'm done using it. So I am working on a blanket currently with this yarn, so once I finish that, I will also be having a little discussion about it. But it's a blanket that I am doing with, well, it's not with my friend. So we are doing the same blanket because I went ahead and I created a blanket pattern based on our podcast logo for our 5th anniversary. That was last year? Yeah, that sounds right. I think it was our 5th anniversary. We wanted to do something big for it, so we decided to make a blanket. So that's what we're doing. And I'm mostly there. I don't remember how many more rows I have to do. It's probably a good chunk. But then I have to create the imagery for the blanket. So honestly, I'll probably start working on that whenever I finish my bamboo kick and my cotton mouse kick. But until then, I'm fully bambooed and cottoned up. So, oh yeah, and I'm gonna make a Scrat coaster for my brother because he wants one. I don't know if you guys have seen that video where like it's the coaster, but it's like Scrat is like up and then they put the cup on it and it squishes him up and he's like ah. It's so funny. That's gonna be not funny if you guys haven't seen that video. So maybe I'll try and see if I can find the clip and then put it in the video so you can witness it. Get an idea for what I'm trying to do for my brother. But anyway, Just Chenille. I love this yarn so much. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Absolutely go get it. If you are looking for a yarn that is similar to Bernat Velvet but is less messy, because I feel like it's less messy, I think Just Chenille is like the premier. Ha! Premier. It's their brand. Premier's Just Chenille yarn is peak chenille yarn, I think. Loops and Threads is okay. Meh. Chenille Home Slim is meh. I think that they both are not as soft as they could be. I think Just Chenille is very much, it's just like a lot softer. It's much more preferable to other chenille yarns because a lot of times you find the chenille yarns that are like blanket yarn texture because chenille is like just like a lot. It's just enveloping a lot of different types of yarns. And this one in particular is a lot closer to velvet, I think, than the others would be. So, if we're looking for a yarn that is close to velvet in texture, then you've got a good one here. Just Chenille is a great yarn that's close to velvet in texture. It doesn't necessarily look like velvet, but it definitely feels very soft. And I will say, when I was crocheting the sweater, the black yarn felt a little rough. I've heard that black yarn can feel a lot rougher just because of the dye that they use for it. But I washed it. I've washed it 3 times now, and it is just as soft as the others. So if you are working with the black Just Chenille yarn and you're feeling like it's not going to be very soft, just give it some time. Just wash it. It'll be great. Yeah. I don't know if there's anything else for me to say about this. Plus, I can't really remember like what I've said here and what I said in my last recorded video that I did not record the audio for, apparently, because I'm a loser. Yeah. Here we are. 10 out of 10 would recommend. I think you should definitely use this. If you do decide to use it based off of my video, will you let me know? Like, I'm just curious. I want to know, like, how many people I've convinced to use Just Chenille yarn because I love it and I want to know how many people I've also convinced to love it. But if you do make anything based off of this, like let me know. If you are already working with it or have worked with it, I want to see what you've done. I want to see these projects. So let me know about that as well. And yeah, we'll see. We'll go from there. It's exciting. It's good. We love crochet. We love working on projects. I'm very interested to see what you guys come up with for this yarn because so far I have a sweater and a blanket and I think that's it. So, if you guys have any other things that you think would be good for it, I was thinking about maybe, because I have so much of it, maybe making a dress. It could be fun, but it could also be like really hot. So, we'll see if that ever happens. But I have been thinking about making a dress recently, so maybe I'll do a dress before I go back to my blanket. The blanket, I might actually start doing some crochet streams, because I do stream on Twitch every once in a while. I haven't in a while, but for the most part, I've streamed like uh podcast and gaming, mostly gaming. But I was thinking about doing some crochet streams, so I might start doing those. If you guys think that's a good idea. But I do need to hold myself accountable and actually start streaming again soon. I'm about to like run into the problem of having too much time on my hands. So, we are going to start streaming again probably very soon. Maybe even today, but today won't matter for this video because this video will not be getting posted today. I have seen a lot of complaints from people online recently about yarns that they've purchased from Amazon, which I think is kind of interesting because so just Chanel, it's like it doesn't take too long to get to you, but it does take a while. And like I know people are impatient, so some people are buying yarn from Amazon. I made this duck with a yarn that I got from Amazon because I loved the colorway and I couldn't find it anywhere else. But when I got this yarn, it smelled absolutely horrific. Like so chemically, which I think is a lot of people's complaints about the yarn that they're getting from Amazon, is that their yarn is coming in smelling super strong. I think the only way you can really combat that is either to like super hardcore wash this. I sprayed this with Febreze after I finished making it because I was worried that the smell wasn't going to come out. And it still has a little bit of a chemically smell. Then I washed it in the washer as well. Maybe I'll wash him again. But he's got little eyes. He's a little ducky. Cutie. So that's my recommendation. Or like put it out in the sun so that it can like get purified that way. Maybe the heat will help kill the smell. I'm not actually sure because I haven't tried it. My balcony doesn't really get any sunlight, so I wouldn't be able to try it here. I would have to take it to like my parents' house or my siblings' house or something. But I don't think I would choose Amazon yarn over just Chanel though. Unless there's a color I literally can't get anywhere else. But so far, Just Chanel has a lot of color options, and I think you'd be hard pressed to really not be able to find something you could work with or that you like. I mean, it's possible, but I don't know. I know that the medley yarn has less colorways because it's like usually two colors mixed together. So, like, this one's pink and purple, the one that I have in front of me. And then I know there's like a blue one, and there's like a gray and black one, or something like that. So, there's like a lot of different colorways that you could get and look into because the medley ones have less. But then you look at actual Just Chanel and they have a lot of colors, like a lot of options. I'm actually curious how many they have. Do I need to look this up right now? Probably not. They have a lot of Chanel yarns. So they have Premier Basics Chanel Brights, they have Just Chanel, they have Parfait Chunky, they have Premier, which Parfait Chunky is the one a lot of people use for amigurumi. They have Premier Basics Chanel Brights, they have Bloom Chanel, they have Premier Basics Chanel Tie Dye, they have Parfait Plush. So they have a lot. Parfait XL. Yeah, there's a lot of options. Right now the cones have 25 color options, and then I'm gonna guess the medleys probably have like 10. But this is a great yarn if you're interested in using a bunch of bright colors or just different colors. But anyway, I'm gonna go and probably crochet some more. And if this helped you decide to use just Chanel, let me know. I'm very interested to hear it. And if you do like this video and if you stuck around with me, go ahead and like and subscribe. It helps me out with like knowing like what I should be talking about or whatever. So, thank you. I will See you in the next one. Okay, thanks. Bye.